RDA Sports. And we'll get a look at the Penguin, Jalen Wilder.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah,
Last week's game.
Good. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
They got the win, so you going to give him another chance?
Give him another shot.
All right, I think the ratio is pretty good. He'll try to eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
Their first play from scrimmage is a pickup of 13. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense, because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, and maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
A gain there of 21 yards.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a...
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. They find some open field here. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Going right side here, and that's complete. He had 3 catches last week. That one his 3rd on this drive alone.
Well, whatever script they put together for this offensive drive, Charles, seems to be working. I'm curious to see if this defense will make any adjustments here.
Things certainly going according to plan, aren't they? I mean,
and he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Bengals will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. We got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. Back to throw.
This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. Here's 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just work with such great technique and actually catching the ball when he has a chance. He's helping his team in a huge way.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10.
Takes it to about the 37.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 6 carries, 58 yards.
And I know that last week's game is over, but this feels almost like a continuation of what he did in the previous game. It's almost like in his mind, he knitted together the 2 weeks with no break. He's off to a nice start here.
They go play action with Burrow. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
On 3rd down, Burrow.
That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
11 M3.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they'll get him down here at about the 42.
40 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
4 yards to pick up, first down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
First down. Here's Burrow. That's caught left side. Ruckert with it. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Here we go.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs. And
touchdown, Bengals! A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals go up by 2 touchdowns.
The full team is involved in this game early, aren't they? Go down the field, score on offense, take the ball away on defense, and go right back and score again. You got to like the way that's working for them.
That's exactly right. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, 2-score lead. A little bit like you at breakfast this morning. I got to get this in. You had a perfect omelet, dropped it. So a little bit of a turnover. You went right back there and got that omelet and crushed it.
You got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do.
Don't worry about your hands, though. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just... better and try and get back in this game.
Second and 8.
They'll set up to throw. And this is caught by Watkins.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. Harris running straight ahead. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The Ravens are 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. On Arnold Ebiketie able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get out to the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you overget. Overthink things, get back to what works.
So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now Burrow. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Now it's Burrow. Ruckert hauling it in on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. 10 yards there and a Bengal first.
Things are definitely going well for them here in the first time. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw caught by Higgins. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
To the air again, Burrow. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Well, this offense will definitely utilize him as a weapon out of the backfield because he was close to 100 yards receiving a week ago. So they will try to get him the football in space as they did right there.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
11 mighty.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Here we go.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And this throw will be intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. He's going to look deep for Watkins.
It's tipped, but it doesn't matter. He still catches it. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. Here we go on 2nd and 12. That's caught. Waddle on the left side. And the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line.
Holding offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
A terrible spot for a holding call as he'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Now back to throw. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown.
Isaiah Likely.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Ravens are on the board here in the final minute of the first half.
The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And the Bengal offense going to see the ball one more time in this first half. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home.
Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime makes had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
They'll look to throw now on first down. They'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
2nd and 9 now.
And that is incomplete.
A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. They have not. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return.
And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. On 2nd and 10, Burrow out right. He's got Ruckert. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Here's Burrow. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Finding space at the 40. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 25 yards that time.
Moving the sticks and controlling the football. There's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
And showcasing those strong legs on that run, getting through 1 tackle. Now she winds up getting 8 there. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
12, 11, mighty. 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11.
Burrow will throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 71 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And some room to roam now. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
How about the timing on that one, where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, ball's out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. 3rd and 7 now. Now it's Burrow. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Julian Okwara drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up 4th down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. And he's into the clear. He's at the 30. 10. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. 71 yards. And the Ravens take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. Hey, that right there, that's how you flip the script. The field goal would have made this a 2-score game. Instead, the extra point now would tie us up.
And you know what you have to guard against? Pointing fingers at each other now. Instead of being in control in this game, now you've got a battle on your hands. It's almost like having to start over.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. Last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown and a field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously, the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
A pass there over the middle to start things out. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Burrow looking to pass. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. All square, 14 apiece to score as we get ready for the 4th quarter.
Here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Connection made to Ruckert. Room here to run.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
Again, it's Burrow. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
I'm one, ready?
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here we go.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
105 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Here we go.
A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Play action. It's Burrow. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Bengals have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it ends with a Bengals score.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a 1-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to throw here.
And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. There goes a deep ball, end zone.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get him the completion.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. And remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in.
I guess they're in a situation now, fourth quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he fires one that's intercepted.
And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. The fourth down, they felt compelled to go for it, and he throws the INT.
Yeah, he knows that you can't. So he had to try and force one in. Now, this might not be a throw he makes if we're in the second quarter, but he had to take the chance there, and this one wound up being intercepted.
First down. Here's Burrow. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
It was Leo Chanel who got in to drop him. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, this time it's going to come from the middle linebacker because watching the lineman, it seemed to me that they thought he was going to drop back into pass protection, but he surprised them and came on the blitz instead and had a pretty clear run to the quarterback.
And if you're wondering how quick a quarterback's decision-making needs to be, a next-gen stat says that play took all of 2.8 seconds from beginning to end.
And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like...
And he lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. They'll look to throw again, and this is caught by Watkins. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Here we go.
On second down, this is Harris. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. First down, and they go back to Harris. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. He'll look to throw. Open man Watkins. Touchdown, Baltimore. Quez Watkins, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. They do tack on the extra point as well, and we are tied here in the fourth quarter. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21-all the score as the kick's away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Cincinnati set to take over once again. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? What does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Yeah, he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. He's brought down in the red zone at the 18 after a gain of 18. First and 10. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18.
11 Thomas. 12.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth. Now for the point after. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's capped off by the late touchdown. It's a 7-point lead here in the final minute of the game. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll start things out at the 25. So the Ravens now down on the scoreboard. A little under 50 seconds to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. They'll look to throw. Open man here, Schwartz, complete. And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short. Back to throw. This will be caught. It's Waddle. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's first and 10 just outside the 30. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
And this is caught. That's Watkins. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. He's back to throw. The quick slant caught. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with an extra point.
Or they can go for two and go for the win.
He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on first and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we may very well be headed to overtime. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play.
So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So it'll be the Bengals with the football here to start the overtime session as the kick is away.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
Here we go.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
But that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They give him a gain of 37. Well, in overtime, I think coaches always wondering, where's that magic line for my kicker? They're already in field goal range after that big play.
I'm glad you brought that up because that magic line can change throughout the game. It's constantly being updated by teams. It starts with pregame. Okay, how do you feel? As the game goes on, they might ask him again, still feel that same number? Is it a different number? Right hash, left hash? What do you need? And that goes into the play calling at OT.
Burrow's throw caught by Higgins. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmys and the Joes.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Burrow. That is incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have any options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
What will they draw up to try to keep this opening drive of overtime moving? 3rd and 7. Now it's Burrow. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they're able to stop him short. On 3rd and 6, they'll only pick up 4.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
On point, ready?
4th down. Here's Joe Burrow. And it's caught. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. So the game-winning touchdown came through the air in overtime. 4 quarters wasn't enough. We were treated to a really good one, weren't we, Parker?
That we were, and I just love being able to be witness to a game like this. All the way through. Who's going to win it? Oh, what? We're getting overtime? Great for us. A lot of tension on the field. Very tough. Not a surprise it ended with a passing touchdown. That's the way we play in the NFL. The execution was pretty darn good.
So for the Bengals, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Pittsburgh Steelers.